We usually choose a state park over a private campground. Give us trees, a beautiful lake, and a little space between neighbors, and we're very happy. But sometimes where you're going and why you're going changes what you need. And this weekend, we needed easy. So, come with us to the Minneapolis Northwest KOA in Maple Grove, Minnesota, and we'll show you what we liked and a few things we definitely didn't expect. This trip wasn't really about the campground. We were heading to Minnesota for our daughter's bridal shower, so this time we weren't looking for a destination campground. We wanted something convenient, close to where we needed to be, and most importantly, full hookups. The drive gave us plenty of the usual Minnesota scenery and a free massage courtesy of the DOT. When we arrived, check-in was very easy. The office was extra friendly and nice, and then something happened that we weren't expecting. One of the staff members hopped on a golf cart and actually escorted us right to our site. Honestly, that's a pretty nice way to start a stay somewhere that we've never been before. We booked a full hookup site, so we had electric, water, and sewer right at the camper, which was exactly why we had chosen this campground. There was just one little surprise. Our water and electric were on what felt like the wrong side of the camper, the passenger side. It wasn't a big deal. We had enough hose and cord to make everything work, but it definitely had us wondering if our hookups were going to be long enough. Once we were settled in, we took a walk around the campground to see what was all here. The office is right at the entrance, and this is also where you'll check in and find some of the basic campground necessities if you forgot something along the way. The bathrooms were extremely clean at all times of the day, which honestly is hard to come by these days, it seems. So needless to say, we were very impressed. Now, this was probably the biggest surprise of the weekend. The campground does have a pool, and when we booked our stay, we expected it to be open. Unfortunately, the day before we arrived, we received a phone call telling us the pool had unexpectedly closed for the season on July 31st. I was thankful for the heads up, but it was a bummer for our daughter who would have loved to jump in on a hot August day. What made up for the pool closure was this mini golf course. As you may see, it's seen some better days. It's definitely weathered and could use a little love, but for only $2 a person, we played. And you know what? We had a ton of fun and so many laughs. Sometimes it doesn't have to be fancy. Yep. There's also a basketball court and horseshoes, so there's a few simple things to do around the campground if you have some downtime. I wouldn't choose this campground specifically for the amenities, but there was enough here to keep you entertained for a little while. For families with younger children, there's also a playground. Again, pretty simple, but it's nice to have somewhere for the kids to burn off a little energy without having to leave the campground. And if you want the campground experience without bringing an RV, they also have cabins available. We didn't stay in one, so I can't tell you what they're like inside, but I wanted to show them because I know not everyone traveling together necessarily has a camper. There's also an on-site laundry room. Not the most exciting part of a campground, but when you need one, you have one. For campers who aren't staying at a full hookup site, there's also a dump station available. Since we had a sewer right at our site, we didn't need to use it this trip. And for those traveling with four-legged campers, there's a fenced dog park where they can get off the leash and stretch their legs. As we walked around, you'll probably notice this campground has a very different feel from the places you normally see us stay. We tend to gravitate towards state parks for the big trees, big sites, lakes, hiking trails, and bike trails. These places are typically where the campground is the destination. But even though we're just on the outskirts of the city, it still had a pretty decent, nice, woodsy feel. At the end of the day, give us our camper, a fire, and someplace to sit, and we're usually pretty happy. So, would we choose the Minneapolis Northwest KOA again? Absolutely. The staff was so friendly, nice, and helpful, and the campground was clean and maintained. We absolutely would come back. And just like that, our 3-night stay was coming to an end. The bridal shower was beautiful. We managed to squeeze in a little shopping at the Albertville and Eagan outlet malls, and we had a really nice weekend with family. One thing we always enjoy about traveling through Minnesota is the drive itself. The small towns, the farmland, and the trees. There's just something about watching it all go by that makes the miles a little easier. And now, it's time to head home. Thanks for coming with us.